we on? We're on.
Hello.
Good morning, buenos dias. It's actually about 5:45 in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, but we love this time of day.
Yeah, and the sound you can hear, it's not rain. For once,
it's not raining.
Not rain. We are in a rainforest.
Give it an hour or so.
Yeah, well, actually a few hours probably. But we are in, I've forgotten where we are already. The Esquinas Rainforest Lodge up in the Piedras, Blancas rainforest. And I'll sort of just try and show you the extent of it here. As Julie just said, this is actually a nice day. And we woke up here yesterday morning, but I just wanted, because this is one of those unique places. Everywhere we've been, and we've been lucky enough to go to several different places. We're off to somewhere else again this morning, a bit later on, and every different place, even if they are a rainforest, even if they are a cloud forest, or if they're a different part of the beach or a mangrove, they've all had their own characteristics. They've all had their own unique experiences, and they've all had variations on the animals and insects and birds, etc., that you get. But this place has been quite something special. What was that? Look, it's a toucan. It's actually a toucan.
Oh, I wish we could show you the toucan.
Because, and that's one of the things about this place actually, is that we saw toucans in the first place that we went to, Tortuguero. We haven't really seen many of them until we come here. But they're everywhere here, aren't they? But I love this place, but I know Julie has really loved this place. So what is it about here that's so different to the experience that we've had elsewhere?
It's magical. It's, other places we've been have been isolated. This is really isolated.
Yes, we are literally in the middle of nowhere.
Right in the middle of the rainforest. We actually arrived and it was raining. That's a surprise. So we kind of had a vague plan to walk in the afternoon, but it was raining too heavily and that, so we just sat. And there aren't many places in the world where you can be and all you can hear is nature. We sat. There's a lodge down there where we eat.
It's right behind me here. This is part of the lodge, and we're in little cabins. We're actually by the pool. There's a pool here. I actually went in this yesterday. You have to be careful first thing in the morning because the snakes sometimes take a fancy to it. We haven't seen any snakes here, but we know that they're around. Sorry, carry on.
He doesn't change. But we just sat there and watched the wildlife. The toucan, yeah, I know. This is how it is. This is what we do.
Okay,
in fact, most of the time Andrew's been here, he's had some binoculars attached to the front of his
boy, am I glad that I bought them.
You're really enjoying that, aren't you?
It's brilliant. It's brilliant because the animals and the bird life are so different. They're so colourful.
But it is really magical, and it's the whole ethos of this place is also fascinating. Yeah, it's actually owned by the Austrian.
It was started. It was started by an Austrian. I think he's a violinist. He's like a concert, world-renowned violinist. His name, sorry, I can't remember. Who came here on holiday
to the
area in the early 70s, something like that, or maybe slightly later. Sorry, just watching the toucan again. And if I could get him on film, I would, but you would not be able to see him. And me pointing at a leaf or something. And he looks like a Guinness advert or something, doesn't it? But he loved it so much, he actually bought a property on the Pacific coast, which we're not that far from. We're up in the hills above that. And then he loved the area so much and got so used to the wildlife and the nature and the rhythms of nature and the diversity that there is here, that he started to try and do something about it, because after the Second World War, there was a lot of deforestation taking place. We've been told about that by Alan, our guide, and lots of totally legal logging was taking place. There was lots of illegal logging taking place, and he thought this place needed to be preserved, as the rest of the country as well, but this particular area, the Piedras Blancas. So he somehow managed to get the Austrian government and the people of Austria, via a charitable sort of fund that he started up, to actually start contributing money to this area.
Literally save the rainforest.
To buy plots of land from the farmers, totally legally and totally happily from the farmers. They got their little share of money and they went off and did their thing. And he managed to buy this sort of patchwork quilt of land and sort of save the rainforest here, and that ethos has carried on, as we've mentioned, quite a lot. But this place is, a part of that was to build this lodge here, and this lodge is 100% carbon neutral. They do things differently here, totally differently. And the recycling, the water that you use in this pool here is fed by the streams that you can hear in the background. All the water for the showers and etc. is taken from here.
All the food is locally grown.
It's organically grown, it's locally grown, and all those type of things. There are lots of different things that they do here. And as
they
Julie said,
about 70 families, don't they, with the
yes.
With the employment here or produce that they buy.
That's right.
So
and we were talking to the barman last night, actually, who lives locally, and and they're so proud about the wildlife. They're so proud of what they're doing and what they've done. It's a bit like with the turtles the other day, with the whole sort of environmental idea, the eco-tourism, the eco-friendly sort of conservation idea, is it's now taught in schools. Back in the day, as was the way everywhere, and it has been all over the world, people were killing snakes and lizards. They saw something in their house, their natural instinct was to kill it. Now, it's actually to try and shoo it away and let it get back into the natural environment, because everything has a purpose. We learnt the other day, completely off track here, that mosquitoes, without mosquitoes you wouldn't have coffee. Mosquitoes help with the pollinisation, the fertilisation of the coffee beans. So it's all those little things, but it is a magical place here. As Julie said, we are literally in the middle of nowhere. There is nowhere to go. We were told that the food here, the food here has been brilliant. Apart from the meal last night, which wasn't great, but that's a very, very small criticism, which we were very loath to mention, but someone asked us, so you know what it's like. But no, it is an amazing place. We went for some walks around here yesterday, and once again you have to wear Wellington boots, which they provide.
Because it's muddy.
It's muddy, but the potentially of snakes and all that sort of stuff as well. But
actually, we should mention, shouldn't we, here also, that between our lodge and the restaurant there's a pond which you have to walk around. I mean, there's no fence or anything, and in the pond is a caiman. So
caiman lives in this pond, as they do some
you can imagine me at night with my torch, can't you?
And for those uninitiated, caiman is like a crocodile. Maybe not quite as big, but just as threatening.
But it still watches you.
Yeah, it still watches you with his eyes. But I mean, the wildlife here, as you say, the toucans, you just see, oh, that's a leaf. But we walked through a couple of the trails yesterday. The trails going off in this area all over the place. You can do them on your own if you want, but we had a guide yesterday, Alan, who took us around a couple of times. And going into these forests, I mean, we saw it before. It's like a land that time forgot. It's really prehistoric. Very Jurassic Park. I mean, the palms. If I can show you here, some of these palms and ferns and that. But I mean, within the forest, they are enormous. Some of them, aren't they? And these sort of ferns and palms are some of the earliest plants. They are literally prehistoric plants, and with the cloud, the humidity, it was really humid yesterday, wasn't it?
Really humid. In fact, we've noticed all our clothes are damp. I don't think they're going to get damp.
I'm not going to. Oh, no, he's sitting up there, I'm afraid.
I wish you could see
I wish I could show you the toucan, but that's but it is.
It's magical.
You might not see too many animals. We could hear one of the big cats actually purring near us as we walked through.
You kept looking behind you, didn't you?
Kept looking behind, because I was at the back and I was sort of looking. I had my big stick just to go. But that's what it's like here. You just do not know what you're going to stumble on, whether it be a toucan, a jaguar. So he's going back up there now. So it is really an amazing place, and if you ever get the chance to come somewhere like this, you need to come. But the rain here, I've loved it. It's been magical. But
it makes you relax.
It does.
Really, when it's raining that heavily, you can't do anything.
I mean, yesterday there was only our little group actually. I thought, oh mate, there's another one, and making you jealous. I know, sorry, but you keep seeing them. We were literally the only group of people here yesterday, and it poured. We went out for these walks yesterday morning. We got back, it started raining about 10:30 with some showers, and in between the showers we had I went in the pool. Julie laid in a hammock and swung away for a while, and then it from lunchtime it absolutely tipped down. I did put a couple of small videos. It got louder and heavier at times, and it rained like that till about 7 o'clock at night, didn't it? But we were just sat there listening to it, watching it, and there's something different. You know, we get rain at home, but this is a completely different type of rain. But I thought it was an amazing experience, just sitting there watching it, and then watching the animals and the birds and everything like that. As you can tell, we actually quite like it, this type of place. We're going to another cloud forest type of place today, where we're hoping to see the quetzals, the resplendent quetzals, who are they sort of hide away. They don't like to be found. So hopefully we're going to see them. I'm going to go and have a look at more of these kestrels, toucans, because there are kestrels. We saw some kestrels.
Hola.
Buenos dias. That's the pool man. That was the security man. He's coming to check the pool for snakes. So we'll leave him to it. We'll see you again sometime, no doubt. Adios.
Adios.